Hey YouTube, and I'm back with what should be a very quick video. It's kind of a follow-up to my previous one where I was talking about the AYM portal, and one of the things I mentioned was I was using an 8BitDo controller for it. And here is a proper shot at the back of the box. It's the kind of ultimate wireless 2C or something like that controller. Um, Advertised as being for Switch and above. I think it does support Switch 2 at this point, and for Windows, primarily for Bluetooth. I think you can use it over USB-C, but yeah, it says wired USB. And 2.5 hertz. Why did I pick it up? Well, one, I needed an external controller that was of decent build quality, and the reviews were solid for this. And two, this one had a host of features that I thought were going to be super useful, and some are and some are not. And I wanted to kind of very quickly talk about those. So, when you look at this controller, it looks like a standard wireless Pro controller. You have your two sticks. These are haptic joysticks, so in theory, there's no drift. You have your D-pad. You have a bunch of face buttons. Sorry, it's getting very hard to get this to focus a bit better. Yeah, there we go. You got a bunch of kind of standard kind of Android home buttons and favorite buttons. You got your diamond face buttons. You have noticeably here three top buttons with an R4 and an L4 as well. Then you have your sync, your charge USB-C, of course. You have your back, selectors for modes. Oh, sorry, I think that could be auto fire. Then you have your selector for mode, and you have these triggers. And it's actually these triggers that I thought were going to be more useful than they actually are, because I thought they were going to be extra buttons. And something I did not show off in the Odin video was that it has extra triggers on the back. See, you got extra triggers there. And they're quite handy in handheld mode because you can use them as shortcuts to, say, emulator menus, stuff like that. Or if you're like me and you hate, say, L3 or 3, you could map things to that. I thought I could do the same with this, but you actually really can't. What these extra buttons at the top and the back do allow you to create shortcut of key combinations for existing keys. So, for example, if you do not like pressing L3 and R3, like pressing sticks in, you could map that to, and I have done, to one of these button presses. So you press this instead. So that functionality is not as customizable as I expected. That could have just been me for not doing sufficient research, but I had thought there'd be more control over those buttons than there are. Now, having said that, the controller itself is well made. It has decent battery life. I haven't tested it in detail to know what it is, but I haven't had to charge it too often. The buttons are decently quiet. They're not super clacky or anything like that. The sticks are definitely quite nice. They do have LED, kind of like you can put LED lights on that, but I really don't care for that, so I haven't done that. But yeah, it is a nice controller. It's reasonably grippy. And at the back, it's even has a little bit more grippy nature. It also does come with a charging dock in this variant, which you can see does, that's where you just sit it in and charge there. I haven't bothered with that, to be honest, because I don't have my setup properly done. I've just used the USB-C and it charges absolutely fine on that. So, would I recommend it? Yeah, I probably would. There isn't that many great alternatives out there, really, that hit the price point, because controllers have become so expensive. You talk about the Switch 2 Pro controllers like 90 quid, and the Elite controllers for the other systems are like way over 100. So to get, I think I got this for something like 50. At that sort of price point, you're not getting too many, systems. These buttons, by the way, are a bit more customizable. I was able to use them for Android systems. Well, actually not the Star one. This other one I think becomes Android desktop one. That's the kind of power on, power off, and that's your typical kind of plus minus start select. So yeah, would I recommend it? I probably would. But there we go. That's a quick look at the 8BitDo. Let me get the name right on this one. Ultimate 2 Bluetooth controller. Anyway, catch you next time.